So so like you said, it was within consensus, but let's see how it affected the chart, the markets. So
Yes.
here on the left side, here I can make it a little bigger. So this is the S&P 500. The ticker is SPY, or the SPY.
The SPY.
And what's interesting is that if I change it to the daily time frame, we see a head and shoulders.
Yeah. So
There
head
we
and
go.
shoulder, that's
So
a
let me,
this is a big technical analysis pattern. It's pretty
yeah,
clear here. So you've drawn it out kind of nicely there. But yeah, you can very
yeah.
clearly
So
see the 1, 2, and 3 points that make up this pattern.
mhm. One,
And
two, and three. The shoulders don't have to necessarily be on the same level. So like you can see the shoulders a little higher, but if you look at an indicator, like we had the bull signal right at the bottom, and then it ran up, and now we had a little bit of chop here. You see
mhm,
a bear bull, but then we have a bear signal when the head and shoulders pattern, like it's broke, where we have the breakout. So if how do we sort of measure the target? What we do is, like, we measure the head to the neckline, and then we kind of like this. So the same length, you kind of draw it out here too, and that's your breakout target. And if this does play out, like, of course the week is closed. Next week we might have a little bit of a retest that tends to happen. But
yeah.
you can see the SPY is on our trading buddy indicator strength band. That's our custom indicator that we've been using. And you can see how well, if we should switch it to the weekly, we can see how well it's been in calling, like, the tops and bottoms. So we
Yeah.
saw a bear market there, then we flip back to bull. But if it loses the strength band, uh, we might get a bear signal.
Yeah.
So if we do get a bear signal, then the market is going to be in big trouble. It would seem like, if I take all my lines out, it would seem that this was just a lower high compared to the last high, and all
Yeah.
this was just a retest.
Yeah.
So,
That is totally what
so
it's looking like too. And that's coming straight back to retesting. So the last week candle, they're closing right at the strength band for the trading indicator. That is
right, and
that is where you're
the,
expecting to see support. And
mm-hmm,
so it is chilling out there. You can see that the SRSI, the stock RSI there, is a little bit on the over sold side. And
yeah,
so that's what Sid was saying, is that we might see it retest a little bit, meaning that at the start of the coming week, we could expect
mm-hmm,
to see maybe a little bit of price action come back up, likely to retest this blue line
right,
that you've
yeah,
done, the
exactly,
neckline of the head
the
and shoulder
neckline.
pattern. And so it's likely we'll see it come up to there, so that the stochastic RSI can get a little bit out of that oversold range. And
Yeah,
once it's out of there, and it becomes effectively rejected at this neckline, then
yeah,
we'll
either at the
expect the down
neckline, or like around here, like that's also
the
because we're
previous
resisted. So
previous
this,
support is now
yeah,
resistance, and then we would
exactly,
expect to see a support flip into resistance, so the SR flip, which is usually
exactly.
what we're looking for to confirm the shifting of a trend.
And
And
then it's like, and then it might continue down all the way to around like the 406 support region,
yeah, which will
around
be a
there, and
that'll
that
be a
will
good
be
spot for profit taking from short sell positions if we're opening short, or it'll be a good
right.
target to maybe start buying back in. But clearly the indication here is that we're moving down in the coming weeks, and that is absolutely going to be fueled a little bit by this FOMC news, where we now, as a collective market, have the sense that, hey, business is going to stay kind of expensive longer than we had anticipated. And
Right.
so, so that is going to be something that the market first needs to absorb here.